You're watching Machindo's hometown station, HTV1.
Hello everyone, it's Brett Boyd from the Market House, where we have adjusted our hours to serve the community and keep our community and our associates safe. So now Market House is available to you from 9 until 6 every single day, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. with an exclusive shopping hour for seniors from 9 to 10. And don't forget our text shopping service as well, 517-234-2020. Market House is here for you.
Tired of having everyone know you're coming before you arrive because of your exhaust? If so, then it's time to call the experts at RS Custom Exhaust in Hillsdale. RS Custom Exhaust has all the tools and parts to make your vehicle quiet again. And for you sports car enthusiasts, if you're looking for the roar to be the king of the roads, RS Custom Exhaust can help you too. With free estimates and first-class service, RS Custom Exhaust has your vehicle covered. So stop and see them today, located at 1461 Vera Drive in Hillsdale.
From Machindo's news leader, this is HTV1 News at noon.
The most active area for the coronavirus spread at the moment seems to be north of the state line. Well, good afternoon, Machindo. I'm Scott Pienta. As of yesterday, Branch County counts 30 residents who have tested positive and 71 Lakeland Correctional Facility inmates. The death toll is still only at 2 residents and 1 Lakeland inmate. Hillsdale County has confirmed 79 positive coronavirus cases and 9 deaths, still officially the most number of cases in any rural Michigan county. Lenawee County reports 53 positive. Lenawee has changed their reporting to move away from the word recovery. Instead, they're now reporting patients who are no longer in isolation and are now improving. That count currently stands at 16. The southern counties once again remain steady. Steuben with 12 cases and 1 death, Williams with 3 cases and no deaths, and Fulton with 7 cases and no deaths. Branch County Central Dispatch was already facing staffing shortages for 4 vacancies due to employees leaving 4 other agencies and retirements. Now the Coldwater Daily Reporter says 1 dispatcher has been diagnosed with COVID-19. 6 dispatchers are left to do the job on 12-hour shifts, 2 at a time for 60 hours a week. 911 Director Kurt Spalding says those employees are doing a phenomenal job and says that while the social distancing restrictions put them under strain, they're working through it. 1 employee is currently in training to fill 1 of the vacancies, but low pay rates under the county's 2-tier pay system has created something of a revolving door at that agency. County and union officials agreed in talks over the current county budget that the system needs significant changes, and some alterations were made with the understanding that more would be made later. It is the first time in the event's history that the Osseo Heritage Day and Great Mushroom Hunt has been canceled. The Hillsdale Daily News says festival organizers made the decision on Good Friday after Governor Gretchen Whitmer extended Michigan's stay-at-home order. The committee jokingly suggested calling next year's festival number 24.2, but it was supposed to be a 25th annual event. But this year's cancellation would actually make it the 24th. Organizer Chelsea Dreyer says in all seriousness, they'll call it the 24th. The festival started in 1997 and has been held ever since, drawing in visitors from all over the Great Lakes who hunt for the morel mushrooms at Lost Nation State Game Area. But this year's effort is not entirely lost. Organizers still encourage mushroom hunters to go outside, observe social distancing on their hunt, and post their findings online. Michigan's Republican congressional delegation has sent public letter to Governor Whitmer raising what they call serious concerns about her extended stay-at-home order. The letter says Whitmer was right to issue the original order, but the extension includes provisions that are far too restrictive and seem arbitrary and internally inconsistent. Representative Fred Upton, of St. Joseph, told WHTC that he believes Michiganders have mastered the idea of social distancing and the additional restrictions are unnecessary to public safety. Jack Bergman, Bill Huizenga, Paul Mitchell, John Molinar, and Tim Wahlberg all joined Upton in sending that letter. Meanwhile, Governor Whitmer has issued an executive order temporarily extending the expiration date for driver's licenses, state ID cards, and vehicle registrations. Commercial vehicle registrations that were set to expire on or after March 1st are now valid until June 30th, including temporary registrations. Driver's licenses, learner's permits, and commercial licenses that would have expired between March 1st and May 31st have also been extended until June 30th. That order also suspends penalties for driving with a recently expired but otherwise valid registration. The Herald Republican reports that the state of Indiana is currently underutilizing its coronavirus testing capacity. As of yesterday morning, the state had processed less than 1,500 tests on Monday, while they have the capability to test up to 3 times that number. New case counts have been dropping for 3 straight days, but the testing deficit rate increased in the same time. Because of that gap, it's unclear whether Monday's count of new cases across the Hoosier State was accurate or if it was just too low. The number of new cases statewide did increase yesterday. Governor Eric Holcomb is expected to give an update about the state's stay-at-home order on Friday, as the current order is set to expire on Monday next week. Meanwhile, State Health Commissioner Dr. Chris Bach says that while social distancing has made a significant change in their modeling of the curve, now is not the time to let up. She says we're still in the woods, but we can see the clearing ahead, explaining that her office expects a surge of Marion County and in the Indianapolis area at the end of this month, with a peak statewide in the first 2 weeks of May. Now that's later than was previously expected, and Dr. Bach says that the models are also predicting lower numbers in that peak thanks to social distancing measures. Here's some good news out of Hillsdale County. The Hillsdale Daily News says Montgomery firefighter Randy Allwart was released from the hospital yesterday after a brief fight with the novel coronavirus. The pictures you see here are of his wife greeting him in the parking lot. Firefighters from Montgomery, Hillsdale Township, Hillsdale City, and the Hillsdale Police Department joined in the welcoming him outside and escorting him home. Well, still ahead, police are searching for their suspect after a high-speed chase through Steuben County, and a Williams County Sheriff Lieutenant is under criminal investigation. The news at noon continues after this.
There's a reason that professionals shop at Jonesville Lumber. They expect quality, service, and knowledge. And that's exactly what they receive. For nearly 100 years, Jonesville Lumber has been family-owned. We take pride in serving our area with great products at competitive prices. We have dedicated project estimators in-house that will help figure the materials needed to complete your next task at hand. Whether you're building your dream home, adding a pole barn, building a deck, updating your kitchen, or painting your front door, let Jonesville Lumber help you with your next project.
Authentic Mexican food is just a short drive away at El Cerrito in Coldwater and Hillsdale. The variety-packed menu has something for everyone, with classic Mexican dishes, El Cerrito specialties, and tasty treats for dessert. Don't forget the best margaritas in town with margarita specials Friday and Saturday. And carry-out ordering is great for work lunches or picking up dinner for the family. Make your next meal a fiesta for your taste buds at El Cerrito on Chicago Street in downtown Coldwater and Carlton Road in Hillsdale.
A Wauseon man is dead following an accident last week in Fulton County. The Village Reporter says it happened last Wednesday at the corner of Fulton County Roads 22 and F in German Township. 95-year-old Merlon Proudfoot of Wauseon was westbound when he failed to stop at the intersection. A southbound vehicle driven by 21-year-old Matthew Erdman of Toledo hit Proudfoot's vehicle, sending them both off the roadway with heavy damage. Proudfoot was airlifted to Parkview Hospital in Fort Wayne and was later pronounced dead. Erdman was taken to the Fulton County Health Center with minor injuries. Now, that accident was investigated by the Fulton County's Sheriff's Office. A Coldwater woman and her 2 children were injured when their vehicle rolled over after trying to avoid a deer. WTVB says it happened around 3 o'clock Monday afternoon on Batavia Road near Lockwood Road in Branch County's Bethel Township. A deer had run onto the road and 36-year-old Lorraine Smar swerved to avoid hitting it, but she lost control. The vehicle left the road, hit a ditch, and rolled at least once into a plowed field. Smir told her authorities that she was thrown from the vehicle while it was rolling, but her 12 and 5-year-old daughters were secure inside. All three of them were outside the vehicle when Branch County deputies arrived. The children were treated for minor injuries while Smir was taken to Oakland Hospital in Marshall for some more serious injuries. Authorities are still searching for their suspect after a high-speed chase through the Steuben County involved multiple police agencies and ended up with a crash in Angola. WTVB and the Herald Republican say it all started around 4:30 Monday afternoon. The Ashley Hudson Police Department got a call about a suspicious vehicle at the Northeast Solid Waste Treatment District. As they arrived, the suspect vehicle was leaving. The license was an Indiana environmental plate number 509XW, which came up as false when police ran it. They attempted to stop the vehicle, but it sped off and led authorities on a chase to the north that reached speeds of almost 90 miles an hour. Ashley Hudson called off the pursuit at the Angola city limit, but the Angola Police Department picked up from there. The suspect continued until getting into the fender bender at the corner of Harcourt Road and North Wayne Street. That was when all police agencies called off the chase for safety reasons and the suspect got away. No injuries were reported in that incident. Now, this is the suspect's vehicle described as a tan Toyota Corolla. 2 persons of interest have been identified, but their names are being withheld as the investigation continues. The driver of the car was a man with brown hair and a goatee. If you have any information, you're asked to call the Ashley Hudson Police Department at 260-587-9388. A Williams County Sheriff Lieutenant who was already under fire for crimes committed with former Sheriff Steve Towns is now on leave and under criminal investigation for an unrelated situation. According to the Bryan Times, Lieutenant Jeff Romes was placed on paid administrative leave on March 20th as confirmed by Lieutenant Greg Ruskey. Ruskey says Romes is facing both criminal and internal investigations, but he would not comment on what those investigations were about. Ohio BCI spokesperson Steve Irwin also declined to comment, saying that the agency does not comment on the existence or potential for investigations. Romes is also assigned as a county's weight enforcement and motor carrier officer with Williams County Engineers Office, which pays part of his salary. County Engineer Todd Roth told the Times that he was aware of the investigation but didn't know of any other details, adding that Romes has always done a good job for his department. Williams County Prosecutor Kate Zartman wouldn't comment beyond saying that she was aware of the investigations and they had nothing to do with the former sheriff's affair. Romes was a sheriff's officer who accompanied Steve Towns to criminal hearings in November and January when the former sheriff was convicted of a first-degree misdemeanor for releasing confidential information. He also accompanied Towns to a Board of Elections hearing in January. Romes was paid for being there as a sheriff's office employee, which special prosecutors noted was illegal, as they demanded that Towns resign or face felony charges for crimes committed while he appealed his misdemeanor case. Towns was ultimately agreed to resign on March 18th, and Blakesley Police Chief Gary Moore is serving as interim sheriff until the election is complete. The man who broke into a Branch County home to retrieve his belongings has entered into a plea deal. WTVB says 60-year-old Archie Wilson was staying at a home on Dove's Landing in Girard Township up until Christmas Eve, when the residents told him he had to leave. He came back and demanded to be able to gather his property, but when he was denied entry, he used a hammer to break a window. Broken glass struck a woman who lived there in the face, and Wilson later swung the hatchet at a male resident. He tried to escape on a bicycle, but Michigan State Police troopers later arrested him. Now, Wilson has pleaded no contest to felonious assault with a dangerous weapon and third-degree home invasion. The agreement drops charges on first-degree home invasion and assaulting, resisting, or obstructing a police officer. Wilson is scheduled for sentencing on May 18th. Well, Sowards drops out. It appears that the winner of the Republican primary for Michigan's District 58 House seat will be the office's next occupant. The Hillsdale Daily News says Stephen Sowards of North Adams, the only Democrat in the race, has dropped out. The press release from Sowards' campaign says he's facing health concerns, though they're not related to COVID-19. Sowards says that it was one of the hardest decisions he's ever had to make, noting that he's grateful for the people he's met and the ideas that have been created during his campaign. He said that the people of the district reserve a fighter and the best advocate possible, and due to unforeseen personal issues, he cannot provide that at this time. Now, since the current District 58 was drawn in 1992, it has never elected a Democrat, making Sowards' efforts an uphill battle from the start. Now, whether or not any other Democrats or independent candidates will run for the seat remain to be seen, as the filing deadline is July 21st. Hillsdale Mayor Adam Stockford, local attorney Andrew Fink, and real estate agent Darren Wisely are the three Republicans running in their party's primary. Republican Representative Eric Loheuser, who is term limited, has not yet endorsed any candidate. Well, after the break, social distancing may have to last until next year, and airlines are expected to receive billions in stimulus funds. You're watching HTV1 News at noon.
The Saucy Dogs is the name and barbecue is the game. Come on down for a good time and some great food. At Saucy Dogs, try our barbecue nachos or our tasty ribs. We'll have you howling for more. Saucy Dogs, downtown Jonesville.
Does your vehicle sound like a tractor putting down the road? Then you need to see the experts at RS Custom Exhaust in Hillsdale. They will give you a free estimate along with first-class customer service. They custom make any exhaust needed for your vehicle. Stop and see them today, located at 1461 Vera Drive in Hillsdale.
Hello everyone, it's Brett Boyd from the Market House, where we have adjusted our hours to serve the community and keep our community and our associates safe. So now Market House is available to you from 9 until 6 every single day, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. with an exclusive shopping hour for seniors from 9 to 10. And don't forget our tech shopping service as well, 517-234-2020. Market House is here for you.
There are more than 2,400 coronavirus-related deaths reported in the U.S. Tuesday, according to Johns Hopkins University. Now, that's a grim one-day total for the U.S., and it happens as leaders talk about gradual reopening of the country. John Lawrence reports.
Social distancing may not be distant anytime soon.
If the virus is around in a few people and we aren't imposing control measures, it will resurge.
Researchers at the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health say COVID-19 still poses a serious threat, and measures like stay-at-home orders and school closures may be needed intermittently until at least 2022.
If we could get a vaccine, that would be a total game changer. That's a long way off. That's probably almost certainly a year off.
Meanwhile, the White House looks toward restarting the economy.
The plans to reopen the country are close to being finalized.
Federal social distancing guidelines are scheduled to expire on May 1st, but Dr. Anthony Fauci, the top infectious disease expert in the nation, calls reopening the country then overly optimistic. And some governors from both parties say they're being cautious.
Let's not make the mistake of pulling the plug too early, as much as we all want to.
Which means at least some form of social distancing will likely be the new normal for a while longer.
It's pretty unlikely that there are going to be sports with spectators in the stands this fall and winter. I really hope to be wrong.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Dr. Robert Redford, the director for the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, calls social distancing one of the most powerful weapons the country has against the coronavirus. The Small Business Administration is telling lawmakers that stimulus money funding is for its small business loan program will run out by the end of the week. Congress has not been able to agree on the legislation to provide more funding. Phil Mattingly talked to some small business owners who desperately need the money to save jobs.
For more than 40 years, Kelly Conklin's architectural woodworking shop was a constant.
This one came with a swiftness and severity that I don't think anybody could prepare for.
Until coronavirus forced Conklin to close his doors.
What I think we need, and what I don't see coming yet, first, my business needs a direct cash infusion.
Conklin has furloughed his 13 employees. One has come down with the virus. The Emergency Small Business Lending Program in the $2 trillion stimulus could add weeks to his company's ability to survive. But more than a week after applying, he has heard nothing.
It's now going on a week, and crickets, nothing. I have no idea whether the application is correct. I have no idea whether we're going to be approved for this.
And the clock is ticking. CNN spoke to more than 24 small business owners, finding varying degrees of frustration, anger, and outright desperation, but also stories of business-saving success, each a reflection of a government trying to build a relief program unprecedented in scale. Just last year, the Small Business Administration handled 60,000 loan applications. In the last 2 weeks, they've approved more than 1 million. But lack of guidance and tech glitches hampered the experience for lenders and borrowers alike. Andrew and Brianna Volk did successfully receive money through the program, but now say they have more questions than answers.
It's almost a full-time job having to kind of figure out what's going on and, if we're doing everything correctly.
The main couple owns Portland Hunt and Alpine Club. They've laid off all but one of their employees and are now grappling with how exactly to use the new money they've received.
We're used to taking on risk. We're used to taking on and dealing with complex situations. But when the government is on the other side of the table and changing the rules on you on a daily basis, it's scary.
Still, with more than $240 billion of the $349 billion allocated for the program already committed, more money is now at the heart of a Washington political dispute. The urgent need underscoring that when the program works, it is literally saving businesses.
I really feel blessed.
Tim Miller has 4 employees at his auto repair shop in Owasso, Oklahoma. 4 employees he paid out of his own pocket as 98% of his revenue disappeared.
I didn't want to see my people suffer.
But just 72 hours after he submitted his application, the government funds were in his account. For Miller, amid an economic and public health catastrophe, it means there's a little bit of something everyone could use right now.
Just relieved a lot of stress. I was able to tell my employees that we received money as well. And so that really took a lot of stress off of them. And it just meant everything to get this money.
Well, we've got some exclusive sports news ahead, and it could be a positive note for Michigan student athletes who missed out on the spring season. Back right after this.
El Cerrito's variety-packed menu has something for everyone. With generous servings and lots of flavor, you'll think of it as a fiesta for your taste buds. Dine in or carry out at El Cerrito on Chicago Street in downtown Coldwater and Carlton Road in Hillsdale.
There's a reason that professionals shop at Jonesville Lumber. They expect quality, service, and knowledge. And that's exactly what they receive. For nearly 100 years, Jonesville Lumber has been family-owned. We take pride in serving our area with great products at competitive prices. We have dedicated project estimators in-house that will help figure the materials needed to complete your next task at hand. Whether you're building your dream home, adding a pole barn, building a deck, updating your kitchen, or painting your front door, let Jonesville Lumber help you with your next project. The Saucy Dogs is the name and barbecue is the game. Come on down for a good time and some great food. At Saucy Dogs, try our barbecue nachos or our tasty ribs. We'll have you howling for more. Saucy Dogs, downtown Jonesville.
Well, as we are all aware, the novel coronavirus has impacted nearly all aspects of life. But the spring sports season in Michigan took a big hit in being canceled altogether. But high schoolers may still get their chance to show off their skills this year. Now, we spoke to MHSAA Media Director John Johnson about the possibility of holding a local weekend tournament once the state's stay-at-home order is lifted. The idea being that local student athletes could field teams to play the sport they didn't get to play on lockdown. Johnson told us that the association leaders are currently talking about those kinds of ideas, noting that it's not fair that to the players, he says, quote, got bupkis. He says that they hope to ease rules on the social distancing order once the order is lifted, allowing teams to have tournaments or whole weekends to play another school in their school's uniforms, something that is not currently allowed under MHSAA regulations. At the same time, Johnson says that those events cannot coincide with summer rules, which start right after track and field finals would normally end. If the association cannot reach an agreement, Johnson says tournaments may still be able to take place under recreational league or summer league rules, though the MHSAA board would still have to approve it, and the event organizers would have to coordinate with the athletic directors of participating schools. HTV1 has been considering organizing such an event and will have more information in the weeks to come. Well, those are today's top stories. We'll see you right back here tomorrow for HTV1 News at noon. Now, don't forget, you can find more news in our live streams 24/7 at htv1.net. For all of us here at HTV1, I'm Scott Pienta. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Have a great day.
Tired of having everyone know you're coming before you arrive because of your exhaust? If so, then it's time to call the experts at RS Custom Exhaust in Hillsdale. RS Custom Exhaust has all the tools and parts to make your vehicle quiet again. And for you sports car enthusiasts, if you're looking for the roar to be the king of the roads, RS Custom Exhaust can help you too. With free estimates and first-class service, RS Custom Exhaust has your vehicle covered. So stop and see them today, located at 1461 Vera Drive in Hillsdale.
Hello everyone, it's Brett Boyd from the Market House, where we have adjusted our hours to serve the community and keep our community and our associates safe. So now Market House is available to you from 9 until 6 every single day, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. with an exclusive shopping hour for seniors from 9 to 10. And don't forget our tech shopping service as well, 517-234-2020. Market House is here for you.